Welcome to Mastering Your Degree Audit. You may wish to pause the video here so you can open your own degree audit and follow along. In this video, we'll be doing an overview of degree audit, understanding graduation requirements, maximizing your credits, pre-reqs and co-reqs, and free electives. To start with, the top of your degree audit provides a lot of information. Here, you can see your current GPA, your programs of study, if you have any holds, and your assigned advisor. You may have more than one advisor. Every student should have at least one advisor. This is usually a faculty advisor. You may also have a general academic advisor, an EOF advisor, an athletics advisor, etc. When you hover over your advisor's names, it will give you an opportunity to email the advisor. Be sure to check your degree audit for holds a few weeks before registration opens. These holds will prevent you from registering on time and could end up costing you the schedule that you want if you wait too long. Common holds include advising holds, immunization holds, parking fines, etc. You can learn more about these types of holds and actions required by visiting the Red Hawk Central website listed here. The top of your degree audit shows you the requirements you need to graduate. All students must complete at least 120 credits. Montclair also requires a minimum GPA of a 2.0. However, some majors and programs may have higher requirements. You must also complete at least 32 credits at MSU to be considered a Montclair graduate. This is generally a concern only for transfer students. Be aware that credits applied over here at the top includes both credits you have completed and credits you are currently registered for. Degree audit is broken up into blocks. The top block includes an overview of credits required versus credits applied to the bachelor's degree. Other blocks include your general education requirements, world language and culture, and major requirements. Some courses may meet more than one requirement. For example, some world culture classes fill the world culture and general education requirement. These courses will be applied in each of the block counts. However, you will only see the credit counted once in total for your top block. Other blocks you might see on your degree audit include a block for a minor if you've added one, or free electives as well. Free elective block will not show up until after you've started taking those courses. We'll talk more about free electives in a moment. Every student has a general education requirement as part of their major. Some categories will show only one option. For example, in the C3 category, Fundamentals of Speech is the required class for students. Other categories you may be able to choose between a number of classes, as you can see here in the Great Works category. Any class listed in that block is an option. If you're unsure what to take, this would be a good time to talk with your advisor for recommendations of general education courses that would benefit you the most. Students at Montclair are required to study a language. You can continue a language you previously studied in high school by taking the placement exam. Students who test at an intermediate level or higher only need one semester. You can also take the placement exam if you grew up speaking a language but had little formal instruction. If you are relatively fluent in a language, you can also take the NYU language exam, through which you can earn up to 12 to 16 credits towards your degree. Ask your advisor about the exam. Lastly, if you want to study a new language entirely, you would start at level 1 of that language. To complete this requirement, it must be 2 semesters of the same language. For example, Spanish 1 and Spanish 2. It cannot be a mix of, say, Spanish 1 and Chinese 1. Next, in your degree audit, you have your major requirements. This section shows you the classes needed, if there is a minimum GPA for your major, minimum grades required. For example, psychology students must complete all their courses with a grade of C- or better. In this example, medical humanities majors do not have a minimum grade required on their individual classes, just a minimum major GPA. Notice also in the electives that it says 12 credits of electives. This means the student could take 3 4-credit classes from the list, or 4 3-credit classes. At the end, they must have at least 12 credits of electives completed. Continuing with the medical humanities example, there are also lots of opportunities to double dip. Double dipping is when a course counts for more than one degree requirement. This could be a course that counts for both a major and general education course, or a minor and major, etc. All of the classes that are circled in red on this slide are classes that are also listed as options in Montclair's general education courses. As you can see, Anthropology 101, Bio 110 and 112 fill the human biology requirement for this major. Anthropology 180 and Chad 210 and Psych 101 are listed as a social science requirement or as electives. So why should you double dip? Students are not required to double dip, but it can have benefits, such as leaving more credit room for minors, internships, or even a second major. Double dips make it easier to pursue these options without spending extra time or money. It can also help reduce courses needed in categories that you maybe don't enjoy as much. As in the medical humanities example, if you're not a big fan of lab sciences, you could take a general education lab science that fills both the major and gen ed requirement with one class. Be sure to review your degree audit for opportunities to double dip. So now we'll talk briefly about prerequisite and co-requisite courses. Prerequisite courses are courses you need before you can take the course. As in this example on the slide, before you can take Justice 300, you must have at least one of these classes listed. Notice how it says or for the options. As long as you've taken at least one of those courses, or it's in progress, you can register for this class. If a class's departmental approval is an option as well, then the department could put a permit in, if appropriate, to allow you to take the course without the prereq. Some classes may have a prereq or a co-req. In this example, for the Social Work 425, students can take Social Work 325 before or at the same time. So co-req is at the same time. In the Justice 497 example, you'll see the prerequisites include Justice 204, 205, 300, and 310. So the commas equal and. So the student must have all of these requirements with a grade of C- in order to take this course. The semicolon should also be treated as an and. So students must also have 18 credits in their concentration before they can take this course. It is important to take some time to get to know the prereqs for your program. Some majors have a few and others have many. In this example, psychology has 4 core classes required. These are circled in red. These must be taken in order. Students take Psych 101, then 203, then 220, then 301. So this is a 4-semester sequence, as you can see. Students need to plan their requisites out carefully so you do not end up with a semester where you're limited in what you can take. Continuing the psychology example, once students have taken Psych 203, that opens up a lot of other options for them within this major. Their elective courses here only require Psych 203. So while you're working on your core classes, you can actually start taking some of your other elective requirements within the major. As I mentioned, it takes 120 credits minimum needed to graduate. These credits are your gen eds, world culture and language, and major credits at minimum. After you've added up those requirements, you can subtract from 120, and that will tell you how many free elective credits you need. Using psychology again as an example, psychology majors have 42 credits of general education, 6 credits of world language and culture, and 38 credits of major credits. So we add 42, 6, and 38, and that brings us to 86. So the 120 credits total minus 86 credits means that this psych major would need 34 credits of free electives. So what's a free elective? Unfortunately, these are not free credits. But instead, these are credits that come from courses that do not meet general education, major, or minor requirements. Most majors have some free electives built in. Free electives can also be applied towards internships, or even just taking a class in an area you are interested in exploring and learning more about. For example, if you wanted to run a nonprofit organization, you might take a class in management or entrepreneurship. Or if you wanted to work for the government, You might take additional classes in professional writing, data management, and ethics. Free electives can also be used for prerequisites to graduate programs, such as medical school, physical therapy, MBAs, and more. Your advisor can help you make informed choices on how to best pick free elective courses that suit your needs. You will see your free electives start showing up at the bottom of your degree audit under a bar that says free elective. Now that you know more about your degree audit, you can plan ahead. Review your requirements regularly. Become aware of any classes that you need, but that may not be offered every semester. Meet with your advisor to discuss your progress and questions you may have. And ultimately, doing all of this will help you stay on track for graduation and save you time, energy, and money. Remember, you can always email your advisor listed on the degree audit with general questions and to set up an appointment to go over your requirements to graduate as well as your future plans.